What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, family. If you have been loving the videos, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get this video 2,000 likes, and also turn my bell icon, okay? Turn on the post notifications so you know every time I post, family. This is going to be me covering XRP in this video. Now, we haven't done a video like this in about 2 months, okay? That's a pretty long time, so I got to get back to the XRP videos, and why not get back into it other than the recent news? I got a lot to talk about in this video. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want up to 30 free stocks, click the Moomoo link. But without further ado, let's get into the news and why XRP can go sky high and what it's looking like for the future.
XRP continues to surge after reaching its highest level since 2018. And Vance Spencer of Framework Ventures discusses the fate of Web3 startups under President-elect that Ripple is close to getting a new stablecoin greenlit by a top crypto regulator. The rally, though, first kicked off soon after US Election Day, when the industry began to anticipate more favorable crypto regulation. Also looking for a moment at crypto-focused stocks, shares of MicroStrategy fell around 0.7% as of noon, after the company announced it added 15,400 more Bitcoin to its holdings for around $1.5 billion. Meanwhile, Mara Holdings dropped 6% after it announced its plans to offer $700 million in convertible senior notes due 2031 to qualified buyers. It plans to use proceeds to repurchase existing convertible notes due 2026, as well as to acquire more Bitcoin. All right, jumping into our main story, Crypto World's Tanea McKeel recently spoke with Vance Spencer, co-founder of Framework Ventures, about his expectations for the crypto startup space under the next administration and what kinds of projects he believes will thrive the most.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So as someone with a billion-dollar crypto venture fund, I think you're the right person to ask what Trump's victory means for the crypto venture capital space. We're talking about potential for clear regulations or looser regulations. So what does that look like for the VC space?
Okay, so before we go into the rest of that video, guys, we just got to talk about that recent news on XRP. Okay, hit that like button, that subscribe button. XRP surged. And yet again, this was just a few days ago, okay? After Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said the US SEC is no longer pursuing its appeal in the case against the payment company, okay? He says it's been almost 4 years and about 3 months since the SEC originally sued us. Certainly a painful journey in a lot of ways. And he said that at the Digital Asset Summit in New York on Wednesday morning. Absolutely huge if you guys haven't heard of that. And he's been fighting it for years. Okay, in 2020, if you guys did not know, we're going to do a huge recap. Just a second here. The SEC sued Ripple for breaching US security laws by selling XRP without first registering it with the agency. The company scored a partial victory in 2023 when US District Judge Annalisa Torres, sorry if I say that wrong, handed down the decision, which was hailed as a landmark win for the crypto industry. Still, while XRP at that point was not considered a security when sold to retail investors on exchanges, it was considered an unregistered security offering if sold to institutional investors. So you have XRP right here, okay? It was in a dilemma, right? This is where it could start going up now, but you had this dilemma where XRP was not considered a security. So having it listed on exchanges, a lot of exchanges pulled back having XRP. Okay, they originally did, but they pulled back because they saw the backlash that many companies were getting as well as the lawsuit. So for those who have held XRP to this point, okay, this is why right now, okay, there's major developments on XRP. Okay, it's getting recognized as a security, which means there is major adoption to be had. Okay, so one way we can take a look at XRP is through the Moomoo app. So if you guys do want up to 30 free stocks, click the first link in the description. I'm briefly going to show you guys how I'm going to be looking at XRP on the Moomoo app. All right, guys, right now we're going to be taking a look at the Moomoo app. So this is the interface. As you can see, this is what you see when you first log in. You got the US stocks and you got the crypto. Take a look at that. All these stocks are here, and I'm going to be typing in XRP. And also, they give you a US heat ranking. So they show you guys what's being traded right now. Okay, I'm going to be typing in XRP. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, XRP is right here, guys. Take a look at this. Right now, it's sitting at 242,710. Okay, they got this to the decimal point. And a lot of people say, okay, I got one email. This was not too long ago, okay? It was probably 1 to 2 months ago, but it was like, Rocky, okay, why are you doing this on your phone? You guys know I use my phone all the time on the channel, okay? He was like, you need screens. You need 5 screens. Guys, you don't need 5 screens. Look, it's the modern day. You don't need 5. Maybe you've seen some movies where they put like 20 screens on the board. You do not need 20 screens. Okay, maybe you do. If that's what you need that. But guys, we have phones in the modern day. Okay, you could pick this thing up, right? You could see all these charts, right? All the stocks, and just with your phone. Okay, you do not need 20 monitor screens. So whoever told you you need 20 monitor screens to be viewing the price of stocks, okay, tell them, hey, I got a phone, right? Certainly it may help you. Okay, if that helps you, you do you. Okay, I don't need to run 20 different monitors just to watch stocks. Okay, if I see something I like, right, what you could do is set a limit order. Okay, you could do this on this app. You could do it, right, just on your own, right? So take a look at this. All right, I'm gonna be looking at XRP right here. XRP has hit 190 very frequently throughout the 3-month period. All right, so let's take a look at the 3-month chart, guys. Take a look at this. XRP is on a healthy uptrend. You could see whenever it dips to the ones, right, it gets picked back up. And you're going to see this happen often. In the past 3 months, we've had this happen about 3 times, and we had highs of 341. So XRP looking very healthy as of today. And you could see it has hit 190 as of recently, but has soared back up to the 240. That's over a 20% increase. So if you guys want to get into XRP, okay, hit that limit order. That's going to help you guys a ton. If you don't know what a limit order is, let me go ahead and explain. Okay, a limit order is where you select the button, right? Because I got to go through this with a market and limit order. Okay, there's 2 types of orders, market and limit. Market means you're going to buy at where the security is currently is, right? It's great that XRP is now registered security. Limit order is where you go ahead and set a designated price of where you want to buy that security. Okay, so in this case, if let's say you want to get in at 2, okay, you type in 2.00, okay, if that's the price you would want, right? Once again, it's not financial advice, but then you go ahead and send how much, right, the quantity you want of that currency, okay, how much you are willing to put up and to invest in, okay, then you go ahead and submit that order. Okay, let's say XRP comes down to $2, right? You want to pick it up at $2, and it in fact does go down to $2 based on the previous history, right? The previous things we've been seeing through the 3-month price action, okay? Then once it goes to $2, right, you would get filled when it hits $2. That's the power of the limit order. That way you don't have to go juggle through 5 screens just to see XRP go to $2, family. Okay, so let me reiterate that again. You can do this on your phone, and you can also do this on monitors. Okay, but you certainly don't need 20 computers unless you're a scientist, okay, in today's modern day and age. So take a look at this, guys. I'm looking at XRP right here. You could see all the moving averages they give you. Okay, this is one way a lot of people love to do their technical analysis. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts on XRP. Are you buying, holding, selling long term? Okay, this one has been very volatile recently, but you guys, the 1-year gains on the XRP, look, it was just 38 cents, right? Just about a year ago. Now it's at 242. That is amazing returns. That's why I'm bringing back crypto on this channel. Okay, I'm updating you guys on XRP daily. So if you guys like this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back into that news.
It looks good. I mean, I'm looking at the chart of Bitcoin. It's at 94,000. So I think the industry is feeling pretty good, and the legislation and the regulation is set to follow. I think that's a Q1 thing of next year. But overall, we expect the atmosphere to be more favorable to crypto startups.
What kind of startups are you expecting to excel come 2025? Are there areas that were left by the wayside after the peak in 21 that could see a comeback, or is it still about infrastructure and tokenization?
I think it's more about use cases now. I mean, literally every successful crypto product, is being sued by the government at this point. And so really it can only get better. And I expect the people who will benefit the most from this will be DeFi protocols and people who are trying to connect the traditional financial system to the on-chain financial system. And people forget, but there's $200 billion of stablecoins on-chain, and that'll probably hit $1 trillion this cycle. And that means that Tether will be one of the largest financial institutions in the world. And a lot of the financial services that are built around that and on-chain in general will be huge beneficiaries of that move. So I think generally rising tide lifts all boats, games, DeFi, energy, really any sort of on-chain idea will have a better shot. But there's so many that are on the edge of just institutional acceptance and that have real revenue and earnings that are going to do really well. And that's the DeFi sector.
Let's also talk about markets long term. Bitcoin's gotten a lot of attention since it's been hitting all-time highs. What about Ether? It's suffered a little bit of like middle child syndrome this year, I think. Really kind of stagnant for the few months from say July with the launch of the ETH ETFs, and then a nice rally back to those summer highs right after the election. So I know that there were some concerns earlier. The narrative was a little bit more difficult, ironically, for investors to wrap their heads around. The idea of ultrasound money had sort of gotten out the window. So are there still questions about its use cases, and where does it go from here? What's next?
So ETH is on track to do between 3 and 5 bill of earnings this year. And that's at zero inflation. So like you think about the ultrasound money, idea, narrative, meme, whatever you want to call it, that's very much intact. It is the most profitable blockchain asset at scale that we have today. And really what's happening with Ethereum is they have an L2 based roadmap. So they have basically an ecosystem of ecosystems that are all effectively reselling ETH. They're building applications on top of ETH. And Ethereum is starting to realize that value in the form of ETH being burned. And really, if you look at the fees today versus August, that was the low for fees for ETH, it's about 30x higher. And so, like Bitcoin running first, running hardest, that's pretty much like standard bull market fare. And, at this point in 2020, Michael Saylor was on the scene. He was talking about, S&P 500 companies adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. The whole run was going to be about Bitcoin. 3 months later, ETH has tripled against Bitcoin, and all the alts and all the different apps have really taken off.
One of the other reasons that ETH had lost a little bit of its luster this year was the popularity in Solana. Where do you see that going over the next year, and how do you see it measuring up next to ETH?
So, we have exposure to all ecosystems, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana. And I think what's been surprising about Solana is just the growth of fees around meme coins. And, that's probably not the most institutional thing that you could talk about on CNBC, but you need to have a view on meme coins to be bullish on Solana, because that is 95% of the activity there. And so to the extent that persists, Solana is going to keep chugging along, keep doing fees. People are going to be excited about it. If it stops, that obviously might reverse. But I think what you're going to see this cycle, and maybe this is a prediction for 2025, is that the new L1s, there was Avalanche, there was, I guess Luna now, it's gone. There's Polkadot, all these other L1s that launched in 2020 did very, very well against both Solana and ETH. Who's going to be that, coin of this cycle? We think it's going to be Berachain or probably Monad. Those are the two that people think about. And so it's all about the risk curve and where you are on it and, how far out you want to go. But for us, we want a piece of each, and we want to have that, that L1 that defines the cycle. And we think that's, still hasn't been released yet.
Bringing it back to Bitcoin, where are we in that market cycle broadly? Trump feels like a huge catalyst, but there's also the macro aspect to it. So are there any headwinds that you're watching for in 2025?
Macro headwinds, not as much. There's obviously unexpected things that can happen. I think interest rates coming down, ETFs ramping flows, and just MicroStrategy in the market today was trading more than NVIDIA, hours before its earnings. And like, when does that stop? When does it slow? MicroStrategy's 3x above its NAV, probably at some point in the near future, but who knows? I think the prognosis for all these crypto assets is, remarkably positive. And, for us, we're not, probably buying Bitcoin at, 94,000, but we're not selling it either. We have a very, very long-term view on it. And I think we have that for the rest of our assets as well. But, I think what we've yet to see is the legislation that comes out of the Trump administration. And if there's a path towards, basically legalizing digital assets, that's the case for another 100x growth in this space. And I think that is going to come. It's just a matter of time.
Did you hear that, guys? I'm so excited for that 100-time growth in this space. Okay, so if you guys are excited as well, hit that like button, that subscribe button, comment down below. What are you doing with XRP? Are you buying, holding, selling? Let me know. This marks the start of me covering XRP on this channel, okay, in a very long time. So if you guys are ready, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Many more videos to come every day. 4 to 8 videos every day, okay, maybe even 10. So if you guys are ready for that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Got more XRP videos on the way, more videos on the way. I'll see you guys later. Peace.